You are listening to The Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. What is up? Okay, so this is my second time recording this video, the subject, I guess. I'm having see. This is exactly why I never used OBS before. I mean, I did briefly when I very first started doing any kind of podcasts or videos, whatever. And actually, it was working for a while, but then I quit doing it. I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. And then I stopped, and then I just did podcasting. But anyway, so I'm trying to improve my videos for the listeners, and in doing so, it's a fucking pain in the ass, man. Yesterday I practiced. I made a couple short videos and to check the video and the audio, make sure everything was good. So I thought I was good to go. I recorded a podcast, and the audio is great, but the video was just I was just kept freezing, and it was just not working. I know how, there's ways to fix it, and I'm going through that. There's like, you can watch a video, and there's like 5 different ways to fix your, so I'm kind of playing around with them. But the newest thing that I learned is that I hadn't heard before was having other applications open may affect it as well. And so I have GarageBand recording my podcast at the same time. So what I'm going to have to do, if this works, which I'm thinking it will, I'm going to have to just take the audio from the OBS and just put that into GarageBand and have it process it like I do. I just won't record directly into GarageBand. So hopefully this works. Let me know if it's, I am trying to quality control my stuff. But if you see problems, let me know. I know my last, not the one I just did, but the one before the podcast I didn't have audio from the video I was watching, which I completely forgot about. But that one, there was no video. I think the audio was bad on the OBS though, I want to say. But anyway, I totally forgot. So there's going to be like dead air, and I'm just like, I'm responding to audio that people aren't going to be able to hear. So I apologize for that. Am I going to delete it? No. I'll leave it there. But yeah, so it's a work in progress. I had the system down, but it was simple, and it was, now I got to kind of come up with a new system if I want to update my shit. So anyway, and to be honest, this probably isn't going to be as good as my other one. If you like this video, go check out the other one on a podcast. Because I was like in the mood, and I was like, oh man, what? And I was talking, and it was just coming. I don't write scripts or nothing, but it was just kind of flowing. I felt like it. I mean, a lot of times I feel like I'm doing good, and then I'll watch it, and it's just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I get it. I know I'm not the greatest speaker. But then why do you do a podcast? I don't know, because I'm bored, okay? Shut up. Anyway. So Karmelo Anthony was found guilty. And then he was actually sentenced to 35 years, I think, or something. So that's kind of surprising. I didn't think they would give him that big of a sentence. But lots of people are, so I'm going to try and recreate my last podcast, but without really doing that. I'm not going to try and fake my way through, but I don't know. Anyway, I apologize for that. Anyway, so Karmelo Anthony was found guilty, but during the whole trial, you had people, bitching and complaining about whatever, this and that. So, a lot of black folks, they side with other black folks, whether they know the truth or not. If they know the facts, and it's still, they will, I gotta go with my black brother or my black sister or whatever. I mean, people say that, they do, but it's not a black thing. I think it's to me, it's a liberal thing. It's a liberal mindset. It's a liberal way of thinking, because they think with their emotions instead of using their brain and doing some critical thinking and looking at the whole scene, the whole scenario. They just like, what? He killed he was afraid, and then they see all the bullshit that's on social media, like, oh, it was unfair because there was no black people in the jury. Yeah, there's kind of a reason for that. And the reason, so when they do juries, or when they pick their jurors, they get a bunch of people, and they have them come up and in front of the judge and in front of the prosecutor and the defense. They interview basically the individual, ask them a series of questions, and based on their answers, they will pick that juror. But the thing is both sides have to pick it, have to agree to that juror. You know what I mean? So, and when you have black folks who don't care about the facts, they just want their black brother to be, you know, acquitted of all charges, then guess what? They're not going to be on the jury, you know? So that's kind of the reason, I'm sure. And the thing is, the jury wasn't a bunch of white people. There was other races, Asian, Hispanic, you know. So it's not like, oh, people, again, just making up bullshit. So, like, and a lot of the problem is, you know, social media. Most of what is posted is just, it's just BS. The person posting it doesn't even believe that. They're just posting it because they know they're going to get a reaction, they're going to get views, so they can get paid. So, you know, it is what it is. But individuals like this one, see if I can zoom in. I don't think I can. I don't know why it won't work that way. And that's as big as it gets, but you can see it. So this person, Stacy Patton, I don't know, looks like a person of color. I can't tell if she's black or Cuban or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so this is what she posted, right? No black people on the jury, which is true. A jury that let that happen. A judge that let that happen. Black teenager, dead white boy, weak defense team. A courtroom asking America's oldest question: does a black youth have the right to fear a white body before the white? I'm guessing it's supposed to be boy. Fear a white boy before the white boy destroys him. Everything she said there. The only thing that is correct is there was no black people in the jury, but they weren't. It wasn't all white though either, and I explained that. So the judge, yeah, the judge can kind of. They all have to agree though. You know what I mean? You can't just like the judge like, hey, we need to have more. If they went through all the people and there was no black folks that fit the criteria, then that's just the way it is. I mean, you know, this isn't Jim Crow. Like she said here, hello, Jim Crow. No, dude.
What the fuck?
This is 2026. This isn't 1940s, 50s, 60s, when there was actual real racism, not this manufactured fake shit. Not saying there aren't racist people, okay? But is it me, or does it seem like the most racist people right now are black folks? Sorry, but that's, you know, maybe they're just more opinionated about it. I don't know. But they don't think, like, they think like, oh, I can't be racist because I'm black. It's like, see, it's shit like that. No critical thinking. And then plus, weak defense team. Well, that's on them. They got how much money through whatever the hell it was to pay for a good lawyer? Yes, and everybody's like trying to say like, oh, well, they said they filed for something to get a public defender, which they did do, but they also raised a bunch of money and hired and went with a lawyer that was more reputable or whatever, and that cost money, who apparently sucked though, from what the transcripts I've read. So, and if I wish I would have, this is a little snapshot of the thing. I didn't notice the C more, and if he's convicted, the racist will celebrate. Yeah, some racists will, but no, it's just the people who can think with their brain and not their emotions are going to celebrate. It was obvious he was going to get convicted because there's just no way. There's no way. The sentencing was, in question. I was surprised about the sentencing. I thought for sure that he was going to get like 5 to 10 or something like that and be out in 5 or something. I don't know, 2 to 10, whatever. I mean, I don't know the exact year ranges they have for the, but I thought for sure he'd get like 10 or 20 and then he'd be out in half whatever he got, So now it's looking like he might get out in 20, 25, who knows. But the thing is like, there's so much, I hate to say it, but misinformation. I hate using that word really, but it's true. And like I said, a lot of people are, I forgot to set my timer. A lot of people are doing it for clicks, rage bait, to get views and stuff like that. They don't really care. But a lot of people are just saying crap that is not true. So much of what is on social media, people are lying about. And then you have people who don't, think with their emotions, just, what? That's bullshit. And then they believe it, And the only person I think that is qualified or okay to think with their emotions was the parents of Austin Metcalf when it all happened. You know what I mean? Like, at that moment, they could have been like, you effing N-word, blah, blah, blah. Like, that would be justified. They just killed his son. You know, you're angry, you're whatever, this and that. But then you calm down, and then you're like, okay, you know what? And then you realize what's going on. I mean, yeah, he killed him, but you know what I mean? But like, all these people act like they're personally involved. Like, it's affecting them personally, and immediately just nonstop. That, you know, when you get angry or something happens and you just like, your first instinct is to the fight or flight kind of thing. Oh, do whatever and yell and scream and be upset. And then you kind of get a little time to calm down and think about it. And you're like, okay, I overreacted. Yeah, they don't do that. Again, I'm kind of focusing on the black folks, but it's just the liberals that act this way. You know, if you look at like a lot of the debates, what? I can't believe you'd say that. What? It's just like, man, chill the fuck out. So for those that don't know, I'm going to try and do a quick little whatever. So you have a kid. I'm not even going to say color or nothing. So you have a kid who went to a track meet and brought a knife, which he wasn't supposed to do. And it's not like it was a... Actually, you know what? I don't think I saw the actual knife. Was it a folding knife?
I have no idea.
I don't think it was, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so he brought a knife, track meet, not supposed to. Does he know he's not supposed to? Probably, but I don't know. And then there's tents for all the different schools and teams all over. Okay? Maybe it was raining. He went underneath the tent to get out of the rain. Okay, but it stopped raining. And then they're not supposed to hang out with the other teams. So he was informed of this by the people that were there. And he was asked to leave the tent like up to 15 times. And he wouldn't do it. So then finally, Austin Metcalf's like, yo, you got to leave. Get out of here. And then he starts, people saw multiple, like a dozen people testified that he put his hand in his bag, the perpetrator, and you could see he was gripping something, and he was egging on the victim. And the victim at one point said, hey, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet. But they're trying to get him to go. And then as soon as Austin was like, come on, man, to kind of, you know, push him, get him out of the tent, he pulls a knife, stabs him in the heart immediately. And then takes off, throws his knife. That's murder. He wasn't surrounded by a bunch of people threatening his life. Which if that was the case, and they tried to make it seem it was that way, then okay, you know what, he could justify what he did. But there's video, there's testimony, none of that happened. None of it. But knowing the facts, people will still not believe it. Oh my God, it's racist people going after a black kid. It's like, what the crap, dude? You know, I don't know. It's just like the Kyle Rittenhouse. They're trying to be like, oh, he went there, we tried to kill people and shot, blah, blah, blah. Dude, there's video, drone footage from like media helicopters that they pieced all together, and you can see the entire event unfold. He was attacked. He defended himself. It's like clear as day. But still, the liberals. So it's not just a black thing. It's a liberal mindset. Because they don't care about the facts. It's frustrating. Very frustrating. But so when you have people or posting and sharing all this stuff that's, you know, the wrong information, you get reactions like from this lady. All right, let's see. I'm a little slow, sorry.
You can't walk away no more. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin.
Let me ask you this right now. I hear.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon.
You can't walk away. Why is it playing on my TV though? Is it because I gotta move my thing over here? But then there's that. Let me try this one more time, just in case you didn't hear it.
What do you want us to
No, but still, I don't know. So I have my second monitor. I don't know.
do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do.
So he
I got
said you
5
can't
boys.
walk away. You see, so they're making it seem like if he turned around, he was gonna get attacked by, you know, all these people in the tent. When there's testimony that doesn't support that at all. But see, people just make up stuff and they immediately go off their emotions, and then you end up with where we're at with all this stuff. So now you're going to have cities with riots and stuff burning, and it's just like, bro, come on.
Fuck me in the face!
Sentenced to 35 years in prison. Yeah, so maybe he'll get out in 25. Oh, let's see. Let's see what this one says. All right.
I forgot, and the twin brother would have been with him. What did you say?
They should have both been arrested.
They should both should have been dead. The brother, my brother, both of them should have been dead. You ask me?
Shut the fuck
Okay, you can't really hear what they're saying, but they're like, oh, the Metcalfs are they're bullies and this and that. There's no test. There's no evidence that like they even knew each other. Like I thought when this all went down, I was expecting like, oh, there must be some kind of little beef between the two or something, some kind of history. I don't know, but there's nothing. You know, this is what I think. I think it's one of two things. Either A, Karmelo Anthony was a sociopath psycho who wanted to stab somebody for some sick reason. Maybe he didn't intend to kill anybody, but he wanted to confront and stab somebody, and then maybe he was expecting to stab someone that didn't die, and then he could be like, oh, I defended myself, and I don't know, maybe he was trying to do some kind of, what was the actor that in Chicago that lied about the Trump supporter? What was his name? Remember, he had the noose, the fake noose and all that crap? I don't know if he was trying to do that to get some headlines or something. So it was either that or like a gang initiation. Hey, you need to go, you gotta either take somebody's life, they're probably like a white dude, or stab somebody or something like that, you know what I mean, to get into some sort of gang. Although there's no evidence to support that either, that he was in a gang or nothing like that. But that's the only two things that make sense to me. There's no history between them. So why was he was the one egging it on. He was not, if all he had to do was walk away, and they're like, oh, how are you going to walk away when you get, who are they going to shoot him? This is not Jim Crow as much as they try and say it is. It's like, it's ridiculous. And see, these people right here, they are the racists. Straight up. And you know what? These people are worse than the slave owners from back in the day, because the slave owners didn't really know. I mean, maybe, you know, not everybody was a slave owner, and a lot of people was like, this ain't right. But I mean, but it was the norm. You know what I mean? So these people now know the history, know it's wrong, know all this stuff, but yet still they are choosing to be racist. Yeah. Up your butt, Joe Boo. Ooh, I need to get that clip. All right. Anyway, I don't know. That's kind of, I think it's kind of close to my last video. Again, if you like what I got to say, check out the podcast. It's going to be a little different, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Think he was guilty? Does he deserve his thing? You know, honestly, I kind of think he shouldn't go to prison. He should go to a mental health kind of rehabilitation thing, you know, see a psychiatrist and get figured out, like, as far as that goes. See if, you know what I mean? Like, spend a year talking to therapists and figure out what's what. Because, I mean, I think Carmelo Anthony is a piece of shit, and he deserves the 35 years. But prison is going to make it worse. You know what I mean? Prison does not rehabilitate. It doesn't. I think a lot of people go to prison that shouldn't. But since he's so young, I think he should kind of be given a chance to spend a year, get evaluated, and kind of really, you know what I mean? And then if it's like, well, he doesn't have remorse, or he doesn't whatever, then okay, now you're going to go to a federal prison. I don't know. That's about as liberal as I'm going to get. So anyway, let me know what you think, and let me know if there's issues with the video, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. God bless. Bye.
Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.